Hi, everybody, and welcome back to this edition of Thrive in 3, a brief conversation about thriving in life and in business. And today I have pleasure in welcoming Mags Thomson. Hi, Mags.
Hiya.
Mags, please tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Right. So I'm Mags. I am from the Netherlands, and I started my own business about 6 years ago. Initially, for the first sort of 5 years, I ran an online platform for people who were coming out of abuse situations, which is very rewarding work, but also quite hard work. And one of the things that I've realized since then is that I understand trauma and self-improvement and all those things very well, but I don't think I've been put on this earth to hold space for people with such trauma. And so in the last sort of year, I have started moving towards supporting other people who have been put on this earth to hold space for people with trauma in their businesses. And I've created a team where I've assembled a team of business support superheroes around me, and we help healers and coaches and mental health professionals to connect with their story and share their story in their branding and in their marketing, and by becoming authors, and through connecting with their story and telling their story, to connect with the people who need to hear these stories so they can transform their lives. So that's what I do.
Well, that's a fantastic service.
I'm very happy about it, and I really like the collaboration, not just between me and the rest of the team, but also with the coaches that we work with. It's such a nice way, like co-creation is where the magic is, I think.
Absolutely. So, Mags, what is your thriving tip of the day?
So I've been thinking about this since you've invited me to be on this call, and the one thing that I keep coming up against, and I think that's almost a pun, is boundaries. So often when I'm struggling in life or in business, when I take that step back and think, what is actually going on here, I realize that there's an issue with boundaries. And whether that is boundaries between me and other people, my clients or my audience or whatever, and especially when you're sharing things that are really vulnerable to us, you know, when we're working in that sort of trauma healing field, there's a lot of very vulnerable sharing. So boundaries are super important. But I also think with ourselves, sometimes we have to have boundaries about what we are willing to put up with from ourselves. And so I'm realizing more and more, the more I look at this, the more I find places where boundaries are present in life. And how when we ignore them or are unaware of where they are exactly, that can be such a problem in life, in business, in everything, in our relationships. It comes into everything.
So, that's a great tip. So, it's establish your boundaries and manage your boundaries.
Yeah, and be aware that where they're showing up. Yeah, and sometimes it takes a little bit of a step back to think, like, what's going on here? And I think a lot of times when we feel uncomfortable or triggered in places, it's because someone stepped over our boundary, whether that's someone else or whether we did it ourselves. So yeah, becoming more aware of that sort of dynamic has been very important for me.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, Mags. Everyone, I'm Lois from Coaching Conversations for Change, and please join us again tomorrow for another Thrive in 3. Mags, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And enjoy your day further.
You too.
Bye.